Howdy there, today I'm going to give my first impressions of Dragon Ball Daima. I'm going to give a recap of the first 5 episodes and give a review of the anime so far, pending a review and rank of the anime overall once it's been completed. Spoilers for Daima in general since I'll be using some info in episodes past 5. Episode 1, titled Conspiracy, opens with 2 new faces as they watch several clips from past events occurring in the Buu saga. We see the new king of the demon realm, Goma, and his subordinate Degasu, who is the younger brother of the Supreme Kai. Degasu comes out of the shadows to reveal himself, and unlike his brother, his eyes got some character to him. As they continue to watch, they confirm a few things for the viewer. 1. These two have never seen a Super Saiyan or even know what they are. 2. We are currently in the demon world and pointed ears are going to be important, and since I'm on the subject, most people with pointed ears can be demons, but not all beings with pointed ears are demons. Aight, makes sense? Cool. 3. Magic exists in this world. Black and white magic, I don't know if there are any other colors currently, but black and white for sure, which they believe our heroes use white magic. Namekians are originally from the demon world and are simply referred to as Nameks. This demon world also has Dragon Balls, but not as many as Earth, only having 3. We meet Dr. Arisu, another sibling of the Supreme Kai who puts fear into King Goma, making speculations about what would happen if such strong people capable of defeating Buu were to enter the demon realm. Afraid of what would happen, Goma suggests they use the Dragon Balls. Degasu tells the viewer why that's not possible, as the 3 Dragon Balls in the demon realm are protected by 3 strong Tamigamis. King Goma proposes that they protect themselves from the threat of our heroes by turning them into children, listing off his other wishes should he get all 3, one of which being the 3rd evil eye, which when placed on the forehead gives the wearer immense power. This strong object was apparently lost during the reign of King Dabra's father, King Abra. I couldn't help but think, like, what if Piccolo ended up with a 3rd eye? That would be crazy. As Degasu and King Goma part ways, we see they are being watched. Getting ready to go to Earth, we meet an old Namek who last took a bath when he fell in some mud years ago. We travel with them through their warp system, showing how much of a hassle it is to get in and out of the demon realm. We learn that Dr. Arisu has also traveled to Earth at one point. Finally, on Earth with familiar faces, we see Trunks celebrating his 9th birthday. We learn that Majin Buu can create a gas in his body that can reverse a Potara fusion, which is why the Kais are now separated. Goku and Vegeta spar after their meal, while Dende and Mr. Popo watch. Suddenly, King Goma, Degasu, and Neva the Namek appear on Earth. Neva not only gathers the Dragon Balls, holy shit, but also speeds up their time. How strong is this old fart? With the Dragon Balls gathered, they get ready to summon Shenron. Dende attempts to stop them, but fails. With Shenron summoned, they make their wish to turn the ones who fought Majin Buu and all of their friends into children, specifically 1st graders, and those who are already children into babies. Shenron grants Goma's wish. Since he's a newbie, he only gets 1 instead of 3. As we watch, the ones affected by the wish transform. Episode 2, Glorio. We see King Goma's wish has come true as our heroes react to the aftermath. Back with King Goma, Degasu, and Neva, Goma shows how unhappy he is that he only got 1 wish, claiming that if he had known it would have been just 1, then he would have wished for the evil eye instead. Asking Neva if he can gather the balls again, which he says not even he can do that twice. Him being able to even summon them at all has me wondering how strong he is, and I know Dende is wondering the exact same shit. Look how he was looking at episode 1. He's young, of course, but Neva is an original Namek from the demon world. It makes sense. It makes me wonder how strong it is and the real potential of Piccolo and Dende, as well as other Nameks alike. We stand Piccolo on this channel, so get used to that. With his wish come true, Goma decides to take Dende with him as insurance, which, man, what? Why? If they weren't gonna come for you before, they definitely will now. Also, Mr. Popo and Dende are super cute, look at them. Back with Goku and the others, we see who was affected by the wish, and more importantly, how the wish has affected them. Because while their bodies did change, everyone's mind is still the same. So while they were wished into kids, they are basically mini versions of themselves. Realizing Shenron has been summoned, Goku and Piccolo go to the temple with Shin and Kibito, since they aren't used to flying in these bodies. At the temple with Mr. Popo, he tells them what happened, confirming that Degusu was with them, revealing to Goku and the others currently present that the Supreme Kai has a younger brother who resides in the Demon Realm. He tells them about Neva, which Piccolo informs them that he's a legendary Namek that stayed behind to protect the Demon Realm's Dragon Balls. He tells them about the wish, wrapping up the recap for everyone. Goku is ready to save Dende, but they just can't travel to the Demon World. Shin has Kibito get the spaceship he came here on years ago and hopes that they can use it to get to the Demon Realm, but they can't. Goku volunteers to get Bulma to fix it, but realizing he isn't used to his body yet, him and Piccolo both practice flying while Kibito brings Vegeta and Bulma to the temple. Bulma looks over the ship and says it'll take about 10 days to fix, which they currently have no choice but to wait. Goku continues to practice to understand his small body as Kibito and the Supreme Kai confirm stuff I covered in episode 1, like people from the Demon Realm having pointy ears, but not everyone with pointy ears being from the Demon Realm. Supreme Kai says that you can assume that most are, but I'm gonna take this with a grain of salt since I don't just want to start saying everyone with pointy ears is automatically from the Demon Realm. What? Why are you looking at my ears? Realizing it'll take him too long to get used to his size, Goku sets off to get his power pole, first visiting Kirin, then Master Roshi, and man, this is tough. Piccolo explains that Nameks left the Demon Realm because they don't like to be ruled. Shortly after, we see a flash of light in the sky as a spaceship slowly descends towards them. Glorio introduces himself and explains that he's been set on a mission to retrieve Goku by the king of the third Demon Realm so that he can defeat King Goma. Suspicious of Glorio and curious about his brother's involvement, Supreme Kai insists on coming with Goku and Glorio, letting Bulma examine his plane before they take off. Episode 3, Daima. Supreme Kai asks Glorio some questions as they make their way to Warp Sama, the only way to get to the Demon Realm. Goku insults Warp Sama before they are eventually let in, after he checks all their ears to make sure they are properly pointed. After giving their pin number, which is required to come and go, they are able to enter. Unfortunately, before they enter, Supreme Kai isn't able to tell Kibito the pin number. We see that there are 3 doors to the Demon Realm, Glorio only having access to the 3rd. We finally make it to the Demon World through... Man, what? We see there's a huge hole sealed up by magic, which used to be used to travel between the 3 demon worlds, allowing only people from worlds 1 and 2, as well as select higher-ups to be the only ones to travel between worlds. Suspicious of Glorio, Shin asks him questions which Glorio answers for the most part, before stopping to let Goku experience the world, which we see the 3rd demon world has floating pieces of land, as well as thick gas that's harmless, however it makes it hard to fly, like the air is heavy. We learn about the Supreme Kai's demon race, a Glind, which Glorio makes a slick comment about his people, making me wonder about hierarchy or even racism within the demon world. They get attacked by bandits, but Glorio makes quick work of them. They make plans to stay at a hotel, then go to King Kadan in the morning. I love Goku's reaction here. Everybody is mean mugging him and he couldn't care less, man's first time in the hood. Glacchio gets them rooms for the night and they go across the street to the bar for burgers. Some demons try to press Goku about his ears, but they get handled quickly by Goku. I know Goku can defend himself, but I love the idea of demons trying to attack a random kid. The next morning they go outside to see their plane was stolen by the same guys they beat up at the bar. Episode 4, Chatty. Walking until they need to fly over the Black Sea, getting attacked by a monster that Glockio makes quick work of. Goku stops in ambush, Glockio learning about Ki for the first time. They stop at a shop where Goku can finally eat. They purchase a Sky Seed and some Metabugs that have different effects similar to items on Earth like Senzu Beans and a fusion. Using the Sky Seed to gain some distance before they continue traveling to see the king. While on the way to the next town, Goku learns about the Dragon Balls and Tamigamis, wanting to gather them and make a wish. Glockio is against it at first until he pitches his own plan, which, though hesitant, even the Supreme Kai agrees. While passing through the entrance of the next town, they see the Gendarmerie. I don't know, man. Which they're the Demon King's military police, alright? Who are threatening people with taxation. And if they can't pay, they'll be docked years from their life. Which brings understanding to the offer King Goma made with Neva to expand his life by 1,000 years in episode 1. We see these collars allow them to control people. And you can assume anyone with a collar on is a slave of some sort. Before Goku can intervene against the elder abuse, someone from the crowd does, but it goes left. Goku helps and beats most of the guards before they all make their escape, and before the episode ends, we see the face of the person Goku helped. Episode 5, Pansy. Revealing her face, she asks Goku why he's so strong, before they attempt to part ways with her heading for the castle. Back with the military police, they put an APB out on Goku as we see that Pansy is tagging along regardless if she was invited or not. Introducing herself to Goku, asking him about his magic, then displaying her own before revealing that her true skill lies in mechanics. So she's basically like Bulma Demon World Edition, which makes me curious how they're going to expand her into her own character. Cause if that's all she's bringing to the table, how else is she gonna stand out besides, hey, I have info on obligatory Demon World machinery? I'm currently not a fan of her, but maybe that'll change as the show progresses. She takes the lead, showing them a shortcut to the castle. At King Goma's castle in the first Demon Realm, we see Dende being well taken care of, kinda jealous.
Akaoni-san? Akaoni-san? その美味しそうな肉団子を一つか二つ、いや
At the castle gate, we see that Pansy is revealed to be the princess. And I kid you not, me and Glockio had the exact same reaction. We meet the king as he questions Goku's strength until Pansy vouches for him. The king tells a conflicting story to the one Glockio told, claiming he came to him and he said he could find someone who could defeat Goma from the outside world. They explain their plan, and Pansy and her dad are both in disbelief. The king still doesn't believe Goku is that strong and asks for a demonstration, which he happily displays to the shock of Glockio. The king gives them a plane and asks Hebis to go get everyone else. They tell him the universe and location. Pansy decides she's still coming along with Goku and them. Yay. Shin tells Goku about the fact that Glorio is hiding something, which doesn't really matter to Goku, he's just here for a good time. They all get on a plane and start to head towards the third Demon World's Dragon Ball before the plane crash lands, where the episode ends. With Daima, it's essentially a new chapter in the story for Goku and the gang. Some stuff that Daima contributes to the story are world building, story structure, character development, character focus, and curiosity. I have to be honest when I say that I originally wasn't gonna check out Daima. I didn't really watch much of Super, I haven't kept up with DBZ in a minute, but watching this show has made me want to do a deeper dive into the series. Firstly, let's discuss world building. Damn near every episode, we're learning something new about this place, and while the info is helpful, I wonder if this will get annoying at times, like if they do it too repetitively. For example, repeating things to remind the viewer. I do understand it's going to be stuff we need to know, but I wonder how much they're going to include, as well as how often they will need to do this, and how much info they're going to give at a time. I don't think this is going to get annoying unless they're doing it too often or repeating stuff we already know too much. This world is interesting, especially since it's separated into 3 different parts, each seemingly having a drastically different design. I'm caught up with Daima at the time of this recording. We get to see Shin's homeworld, the second demon world, in episode 10. Judging off of what we've seen, the demon worlds could also be looked at like elements, third being earth, second being water, and first being fire. I'm just talking out my butt with assumptions though. Secondly, let's discuss story structure, cause as we continue to learn about this world, our knowledge of the story and how we view its characters changes. As our knowledge of the world grows, so does our story and its history, adding new characters and important facts to the world of DBZ. One example of that is the fact that the Glind race is dying. Is dying out because glinds come from trees, and these trees have died. This race is also fading. Another example is the ear thing. They've gone over this a few times. I think we all get it now, so they shouldn't have to keep bringing it up unless they're talking about somebody's ears from Earth being round. Thirdly, let's discuss character development. This is something that goes hand in hand with story structure. As our story grows, the characters develop, not just with their info, but also in their strength and understanding. We get an info about races from this world currently, mainly Namek's and Shin's race. I'm curious about Glakio's race, if he has one, cause like homie design and skin color, I'm f***ing with that. A good example of character development is Shin. We learn more about his race and even his real name, as well as his siblings and their names. As the story continues to grow, so will our info on him, which I'm actually excited for, but no excitement compared to how I feel whenever they talk about Namek's. We learn that Piccolo's father comes from the demon world, that Namek's told stories about the demon world. Piccolo is shocked hearing Neva's name, telling the story of the legendary Namekian. We also learn because of their abilities, Namek's were mostly sold into slavery, which shines more light on the comment from Piccolo in episode 2. The fourth thing that Daima is doing well is character focus, which DBZ has always done a pretty good job of, but instead of focusing more so on Goku or Vegeta, like they still focusing on them, and that's cool, but they are also shining light on these other characters, and I'm actually really enjoying that. Seeing Shin's expression to some of the things said about his people is interesting to me. I wonder if he'll meet an older Glind and see if he has any info to share with him that might help his race, or maybe he can gather the Dragon Balls and wish to have more trees. The character focus so far feels pretty balanced. We aren't taking too much time to explain stuff. For example, Pansy being the princess to the Demon King wasn't stretched out unnecessarily, and it wasn't even shocking to begin with, so I'm happy they kept it short. It also felt like it was one of those things that was kinda obvious, you know? Not her being the princess per se, but her having interest in their destination made it obvious. Lastly, curiosity is a seed that is planted from the start with this series. The whole reason I even started watching Daima was because it's taking place in the demon world. There's so much to wonder about this place, man. Like the history, the hierarchy, the different races, magic, the tea. Yo, the tea is hot. Like, what all y'all got going on, sneaky asses? Like, I'm hella curious. What the f does Glakio get out of this? What the f does Arisu have in store for the fighters? How strong is King Goma really? That's something else I'm curious about. He's small in stature, but what if he's got like a Frieza thing going on where he has multiple transformations, or a true form he keeps hidden? The possibilities are endless, and I think so far it's well paced out. We get history, some fights, some new characters to help accompany the story. The fights we've seen haven't been anything crazy in my opinion, but they're still cool fights for sure, but nothing that's gonna blow your mind for real. If this had a manga, I'd definitely be reading it, but for now, I'm keeping up with the anime, pending a review and rank of the series overall once Daima is finished. This is heat for me currently. I'm enjoying everything from the demon world and the history for the Nameks to seeing Goku with his power pole. It's awesome. I'm happy they did that. It might be too soon, but I still feel like Nimbus will still make an appearance. I'm really hoping they do some big baller stuff with Piccolo. He's my favorite, and it's always cool to see my mans get some screen time or character development. This is a good anime so far. But that's just my first impressions of Dragon Ball Daima. I encourage you to go check out this anime for yourself and form your own opinion. Thank you for watching this video. Don't forget you can do anything you put your mind to. Sub up if you ain't already, you're lacking. I'm RedWater, and that's all from me.